They give you a name that isn't yours, not a codename from a movie. Not something dramatic. Just a name, common, forgettable, the kind that belongs to someone who fixes boilers or drives delivery vans. You practice writing it until the pen moves without hesitation. You practice saying it until your mouth stops feeling the shape of a lie. That is day one. That the training facility is a converted warehouse on the edge of a city you've never worked in before. The floors are poured concrete. The windows are frosted glass that lets in light but no view. The temperature is kept at exactly 17 degrees Celsius, cool enough to keep you alert, too cold to ever feel comfortable. You will learn, over time, that this is intentional. Comfort is a liability in this work. Comfort makes you slow. You sit in a room with 11 other people and none of you introduce yourselves by your real names. An instructor walks in. He doesn't smile. He places a single folder on the table and says, "By the end of this program, you will not exist." You think he means it metaphorically. That he doesn't. The first week is documentation. You memorize a biography that was written for you by people you will never meet. You were born in a mid-sized town you have visited exactly once, for 3 hours, specifically to walk the streets so you can describe them. You went to a school that exists. You had a mother who worked in a laundry. Your father left when you were 9. None of this is true. All of it is true now. They photograph you in civilian clothes. They note your existing tattoos, 2 of them, and determine that both are acceptable for the cover. They issue you a mobile phone registered to your new name. They issue you a wallet containing a bus pass, a supermarket loyalty card with 47 points on it, and a creased receipt from a kebab shop that closed down 14 months ago. The receipt is aged artificially. You are told not to throw it away. These are the details that make a person real. Not the big things. The receipts. The loyalty cards with almost enough points for a free coffee. The small, stupid accumulation of an ordinary life. You are given 2 weeks to make your cover feel lived in, then you go in. The environment you enter is not glamorous. You expected something from television, the dim lighting, the sharp suits, the sense of danger shimmering in the air like heat. By month 4, you understand the structure. It is not a hierarchy in the way an organization chart would show you. It is more like a series of concentric circles, and access to the inner rings is earned not through rank but through demonstrated indifference to risk. The further in you go, the more they expect you to not flinch. The more they expect you to participate. Here is where your training collides with your reality for the first time. You have been told, extensively, in rooms with legal supervisors and ethics officers, that you are permitted to witness criminal activity in the course of your infiltration. You are not permitted to facilitate it. The line is described to you in precise language. There are documents. There are signatures. In practice, the line is a river in flood season. You understand this on a specific Tuesday evening in month 5, when you are asked, not ordered, asked, quietly, with no apparent urgency, to drive a car to a specific address and leave it there with the keys under the mat. You make a decision in approximately 4 seconds. You drive the car. You file the report that night. Your supervisor listens. There is a pause. He says, "Noted." And that's all. Noted. That word will stay with you for years. By the end of the first year, your real name sounds wrong when you hear it. Your mother calls your personal phone, the real one, the one you keep switched off in a locked box under the bed at your cover flat. You allow yourself 10 minutes every Sunday morning to turn it on, in case of emergencies. You have defined emergency increasingly narrowly. You check for messages. You turn it off again. She has left 3 in the past month. Each one shorter than the last. Your supervisor tells you this is normal. He uses the phrase operational immersion. He says that the strongest indicators of a successful undercover operation are behavioral, when your responses become automatic, when you stop mentally translating your cover persona and simply are it. You are succeeding. You do not feel successful. You feel like a man standing in a doorway between 2 rooms, and every week the doorway gets narrower. Phase 2 of the operation begins in month 14. That they want you closer to the core. Your supervisor uses a different tone now, less instructional, more collaborative. You have delivered 14 months of intelligence. Names. Dates. A description of a supply chain that their analysts have been trying to map for 3 years. You have earned what comes next. What comes next is an introduction. The man you are introduced to operates from a different kind of space entirely, cleaner, quieter, with better furniture and the particular calm of someone who has arranged his life so that nothing threatening ever reaches him directly. He shakes your hand. He has soft hands. His eyes are doing something. His face is not that he is assessing you. You know how to be assessed. You have been assessed your entire career. You hold his gaze for exactly the right amount of time. You speak when spoken to. You volunteer nothing that he nods. That nod is your promotion. There is no ceremony. There is no document. There is no one to congratulate you. You drive back to your cover flat that evening and sit in the kitchen with a cup of tea that goes cold while you stare at a wall. You have done it. You are now inside the innermost circle of a criminal network responsible for approximately £40 million in annual activity. You eat the cold tea. You go to bed. You set your alarm. The unspoken rules of the innermost circle are precise and unwritten and known by everyone. You do not ask about operations that aren't yours. You do not track information you aren't given. You show up when you are asked to show up. You are reliable in the way that furniture is reliable, present, unobtrusive, serving its function without comment. You learn that the real currency is not money but predictability. These men have survived this long because everyone around them behaves in ways that can be anticipated. Unpredictability is the only true danger. You are predictable. You have made yourself into someone whose next move can always be calculated. This is, you realize slowly, also what they have done to you. You check in with your handler twice a week now. Different protocol, shorter calls, more encrypted. Your handler has changed twice since the beginning. The current one is younger than you. She calls you by your cover name by default, correcting herself occasionally with a look of mild professional embarrassment. You tell her not to bother correcting herself. It doesn't matter. In month 22, a man you have had dinner with 11 times is arrested. Not by your information, or not directly. The intelligence chain is long and the connections are not something you are briefed on in real time, but you know. You can calculate it. You have been trained to calculate it. He is arrested on a Thursday morning. By Thursday afternoon, there is a particular quality to the silence in the spaces you inhabit. People are not afraid, exactly. They are recalculating. They are looking at the circles around them and redriving the math. They look at you, you look back. You have 11 years of training in how to look back, but something is different now. Because you liked him. Not in the way you are supposed to like anyone in this world, not strategically, not as a target or an asset. You liked him the way you like someone who is honest about being dishonest. He had a particular kind of directness that you found, and this is the word that troubles you, familiar. You file your report, you note the shift in network morale, you note that subject 14 has been removed from the operational picture. You do not note that you feel anything about it. Month 29. You are sitting in a car outside a commercial unit at 3:14 in the morning, the temperature is -4. The heater in the car is on but barely. Your breath clouds the windscreen slightly despite the fan. You are watching a door. You have been watching this door for 2 hours and 40 minutes. In approximately 16 minutes, you will relay a signal, and a team that has been positioned in 4 locations around this industrial estate will move. This is the culmination of what your supervisor describes as the most significant infiltration operation in the division's history. You should feel something proportionate to that. You feel cold. You feel the particular numbness of someone who has been in a posture of controlled tension for so long that the tension has become indistinguishable. From stillness, you check your watch. 14 minutes. And in those 14 minutes, sitting alone in a cold car in an empty industrial estate, you do something you have not done in a very long time. You try to remember your own face, not the cover face. You know that one with your eyes closed. The other face. The one in photographs from before. The one your mother knows. The one that existed before the warehouse with the frosted windows and the 11 other people and the receipt from the kebab shop that had already been closed for 14 months. You can see it, but it feels like a photograph of someone you used to know, distant. Still, already past tense, the operation concludes successfully. that is the language used in the debrief. Concluded successfully. 11 arrests. Evidence sufficient for prosecution. The kind of result that gets mentioned in internal communications with careful, bureaucratic pride. You are flown to a different city for the debrief. You sit in a clean room with good lighting and a glass of water on the table and people across from you with folders. They ask you questions in a tone that is simultaneously warm and procedural. They thank you. They use your real name, and it sounds like a foreign word, something being said by someone who learned it from a textbook rather than from years of use. The operational psychologist tells you that reintegration takes time. She uses the phrase identity reassembly. She gives you a card with a phone number. You put it in your pocket. Reintegration is the wrong word. Integration implies you are joining two things that were previously separate. But that's not what it is. What it is subtraction. You spend the following months learning what no longer fits. Your cadence is wrong in normal conversations. You listen differently now, not to connect with people but to assess them, and you catch yourself doing it and it disturbs you, and then you catch yourself being disturbed and assess that too. The habit of surveillance has become the habit of experience. You watch yourself living your life with the detached professionalism of an observer. Your relationship, which survived the first year through sheer willpower and carefully managed distance, does not survive the second. This is not dramatic. There is no argument that defines the end. There is only a gradual recognition, on both sides, that the person who left and the person who came back share a face and a history and almost nothing else. She says, one evening, without cruelty, I don't know who you are anymore. You almost say, neither do I. Instead you say nothing, and the silence between you is the most honest thing you've produced in almost 3 years. The division asks, in month 4 of reintegration, whether you would consider another operation. You are told you are exceptionally qualified. You are told your psychological profile is strong, strong being the word used when they mean functional under conditions that would destabilize most people. You are told that operatives of your caliber are rare. You sit with the question for 9 days, then you call the number on the card. You don't go back. This decision is made not from heroism and not from breakdown, but from something quieter and harder to name, a recognition that the version of yourself capable of going back is precisely the version you can no longer afford to be. You are given a commendation that exists in a file you are not permitted to read. You are given a new role, administrative, analytical, 3 floors up from the work itself. You attend meetings. You write reports in language so careful it contains almost no information. You advise people who are about to do what you did. You look at them across conference tables. You want to tell them something true. You never find the words that would carry it. Somewhere, right now, a room in a converted warehouse is exactly 17 degrees. A door opens. Someone new walks in. They sit down at a table with 11 other people. An instructor places a folder in front of them. The person is someone with a real name, a real history, real relationships, a real face in real photographs. Not for long. The process is clean. It has been refined over decades. It does not require cruelty or dramatic turning points. It requires only time and repetition and the steady, patient application of a system that knows exactly what it is doing even when the person inside it does not. The instructor begins to speak, the new recruit leans forward, the door closes. And the machine, patient, cold, and utterly indifferent to the specific human being currently passing through it, continues, exactly as it always has, exactly as it always will. You were inside it once. Now you watch it from the edge of the room. And the hardest thing, the thing no debrief ever addresses, the thing no card with a phone number ever reaches, is that you're not sure which side of the glass you're on. You're not sure there is glass at all.